Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1v1 on Echo Isles between our green Night Elf player, WarchiefRich. On the far side, we have our light blue human player, Hawk, and we will speed it on up. And I'd just like to thank all the subscribers for subscribing, liking the videos and stuff. Really like it. And I usually actually check you guys out when I see that somebody subscribes to me. I've seen a lot of cool videos of my subscribers, so if you ever get a like and a view after subscribing to me, it was probably me checking you out. And I got a question for you guys, and that question is, if I were to make a second video a day, would you watch it? Do you have the time to watch a second video, or really do you just watch one video and then call it quits? Because I was thinking about creating maybe a bonus video every now and then, like a second video a day, and I was going to cast some lesser-known players, because a lot of the times lesser-known players have some really fun strategies to watch and interesting non-meta play. So if you would answer that question in the comments below, would you watch a second video a day or not? And Warchief going after the Renegade Wizard Camp, about to fall. And Hawk looks to be going after the expansion at the bottom, the Ogre Magi Camp. And Ancient of War is taking a hellacious beating right now and finishes off a troll. And Ogre Magi dies. Gloves of Haste for the Archmage. Talisman of Evasion for the Demon Hunter. Not particularly useful. Will probably end up getting sold or placed on a second hero, of course, as it just doesn't stack. And Hawk looked like he purchased a troll there, and it got finished off before it could get away. Ancient of War coming up at the expansion here to block the expansion, but not quite StarCraft, so it doesn't work so good that way. And Ancient of War will go down or be canceled here, and is canceled, and will dispel on the elemental. Peasants working hard to construct the tower in the town hall, and interestingly enough, we have Immolation on the Demon Hunter, and I think he chose that because of the Talisman of Evasion. He probably has Mana Burn and Immolation, and is just choosing not to get Evasion and going to use the Talisman in place of that. I'll have to see if he actually has Mana Burn or not. It's an interesting choice, as most people do not get Immolation. And so far, it's definitely paying off. Doing a lot of damage to these footmen. And does not look like he has Mana Burn, either that or he used all of his mana on the Immolation, as he has none right now. So Warchief taking advantage of the Talisman of Evasion there. And get a town portal on out. And that will send that Berserker on out of there as well, but a Archer falls just before that town portal hits. Expansion nearly complete for Hawk. Dust of Appearance picked up by the Archmage. Capture those pesky shadow melding archers. A little bit more experience on that Demon Hunter, taking out some of those footmen. All kinds of corpses laying around. And looks like Hawk might be going after the Renegade Wizard Camp here. Some militia on the way to help out with this situation.
Player's forces are under attack.
Renegade Wizard will go down here very quickly. Boots of Speed for the Archmage, but the expansion is in trouble. And that Immolation actually doing a lot of damage this time around. Archmage trying to get to the Boots of Speed there, but getting blocked every which way. And always nice to get a Boots of Speed drop. And that way you don't have to buy them. And Immolation doing a lot of work here on these footmen. And now out of mana once again. I know the Demon Hunter did sell the Talisman of Evasion, so I think he just went Immolation And we'll be getting the evasion on his own terms. And Scout Tower almost goes down. Nope, goes down just as I say it. And both players with a Troll Berserker. Militia coming in. Go after the Berserker here. And falls for Hawk. And Warchief, however, will get a Militia kill. Level 3 versus a level 3. And the Demon Hunter almost to level 4 already. And now those level 2 water elementals are out. So that's when the danger begins. Staff of teleportation for the Demon Hunter. Gonna send him on back to the Moon Wells. Gonna drink up that moon juice. And now Tree of Life and Ancient of War plotting on the Ogre Magi camp while they sleep. And what a thing to wake up to. Gigantic trees coming after you. And Ogre Magi falls. They're going to give a Claws of Attack +6 to the Demon Hunter. And really couldn't have asked for a better item from that camp. And Archmage at the Merc camp picks up a Mud Golem, and perhaps just bought that Shadow Priest. Not sure. Either way, picks up that Mud Golem for some slow action. And Clarity Potion now going on the Archmage. Clarity Potion combined with Brilliance Aura equals a whole mess of mana. And Brewmaster now out for the second hero, the Night Elf. So it's definitely a good thing that he sold that Talisman of Evasion.
A player's forces are under attack.
As both of the heroes can evade should you pick the appropriate skills. And Nightcrawler camp for Warchief. Tome of Agility +2 picked up by the Brewmaster. And indeed, Mana Burn and Immolation on the Demon Hunter. And has a level 2 Mana Burn. Not sure about the level of Immolation. Could just be a level 1 and has level 1 Evasion as well. Tome of Intelligence. A Wand of Lightning Shield for the Archmage. And teleporting out takes a little bit of damage on the way, but not too big a deal. Gonna drink up some Moon Juice. Will be just fine. With dispels before it dies. Level 3.5 on the Archmage, and level 4 on the Demon Hunter. Level 1.5 for the Brewmaster. And now the Ancient of War in trouble here. And a Dispel on the Water Elementals does a whole mess of damage. Takes out the other Water Elemental as well. And I hope this replay is running smoothly for you guys. I know the past few replays have stuttered a little bit. I had a change of hardware and a little bit of change of software, I suppose, if you would say that as well. And some settings got changed around and basically resulted in some frame rate stuttering on the recordings. The game itself ran just fine. But upon viewing the recording, it was a little bit stuttery, and I do apologize for that. They were certainly watchable, though, but not up to the quality, not up to my standard of quality, I suppose, if you would say, as I do record at a usually fairly high amount. It's about 21,500 kilobits a second. My bit rate. Or maybe it's bits a second. I'm not really sure. Not really my forte, I suppose. All I know is that I record at a decent rate. 60 frames per second. Try to make it look good. Don't want any stuttering. None of that now. Ogre Magi camp. Gonna go down here at the marketplace, and we'll see if the Brewmaster decides to buy anything. Potion of Greater Mana, always one of the better items to get. Naga Sea Witch for the second hero for Hawk. And Warchief does not buy anything from the marketplace. Must be nothing good today. No haggling allowed. But the Potion of Greater Mana, always a great item to have. Abolish on the Water Elemental helps finish it off. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble here. I don't see any evading, so I believe it's a level 2 Immolation. So level 2 Immolation and level 2 Mana Burn. Interesting combination for a Demon Hunter. Usually just simply not used, as Mana Burn is typically just way better to have. But I suppose if you can have both, if you can have your cake and eat it too, why not? And Demon Hunter teleports back, drinking that moon juice.
A player's forces are under attack.
And now Priest out for Hawk, taking out the Murloc camp. And we'll see, I believe, just a tome drops from the Murloc camp. Manual of health for the Archmage. And always a good thing to have on an Archmage. The more health, the better. And also taking out the Murloc camp on the other side. Didn't see what tome dropped there, but not going to be entirely important either way. More so for the experience, of course. Level 3 Brewmaster and 4.5 Demon Hunter. I can see which still not level 2. And the Mortar team clearing out the trees. Meanwhile, the Murloc camp at the bottom of the map going to be pulled into the human base and should be taken out before the Night Elf makes it to him. Warchief spotting the creeping there. And we'll see if he catches on to this. No, he does. He has an invisible Demon Hunter in the midst of it all. And we'll see if he tries to steal a kill or not. May wait for the Gargantuan Sea Turtle to get pretty low. Gonna be hard to do as a Demon Hunter. No mana to burn. Doesn't have a Death Coil or anything useful like that to steal the final hit. And getting hit by the Arcane Tower, can't die by the Arcane Tower, or no experience will be given. And looks like the Gargantuan Sea Turtle will go down to Hawk. Gonna drop a Tome of Agility and a Talisman of Evasion, which will be fairly nice to have on the Sea Witch, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets sold. And Claws of Attack, +6 on the Archmage. And definitely sells that Talisman, and something else was sold. Didn't say, oh no, the Claws of Attack were sold as well, which is unusual to say the least. Usually people do not sell the Claws of Attack, but just to get a bigger army for Hawk here, as he already has quite the diverse army. Footmen, Spellbreakers, Casters, Mortars, Flying Machines, oh my, Lions, Tigers, and Bears, oh my. And a diverse army for Warchief as well. So this should lead to quite a battle at some point.
Under attack.
However, the Mortars will counter those Dryads really well. There's only a couple Dryads. So it's not going to be too big of a deal. Going to make an Arcane Tower in the middle of nowhere. And Wisp are coming. Take a Fork Lightning on the Wisps, and the Mortars help finish that. A couple of them off. Flying Machines going after the Fairy Dragons. And Casters take a step back. Don't want to get zapped. And Water Elementals here getting abolished. And nice tight quarters for the human Mortars to be able to take out these units. The Fairy Dragons survive with that extra armor, while mana flaring. And more towers trying to come up here for the human. Naga Sea Witch in a little bit of trouble there. Half health. And the Brewmaster pretty low here. Mortars raining down on the Bears, and the Brewmaster down to 7 health there. Now 11 if the Water Elemental can catch up, and is taken out by a Spellbreaker. Humiliation. And the Naga Sea Witch running for her life. 81 health, 1 mana burn. Oh, barely survives. And Potion of Invulnerability transferred to the Nagasiwitch just in time. Keeps her in the game. Now just casters and some heroes and mortars to take care of these bears. And these casters will take a wicked beating if these bears don't get on out of here. And they are forced to run now. Spellbreakers were up front. Didn't notice those at the moment. And the guard towers won't quite make it. Staff of Preservation sends that bear on out of there. And some peasants will be Demon Hunter food. And if this was Diablo 2, they would be Chersi food. But that's certainly not the case, so this time they're going to be Demon Hunter food. And now level 3 Water Elementals up. And not quite the difference between a level 1 and a level 2 Water Elemental, but even still, a level 3 Water Elemental is quite strong, if you will. Apparently talking is hard today. Like it is every day. And dispels all over the water elementals. Finish all of them off. And Chimera out on the field now. And flying machines trying to take it out, but a lot of health to go through. Archmage focusing on the Chimera as well. And gonna finish that off. That's gonna be a good chunk of experience for the human army. And now Warchief in a bit of trouble here. Almost loses the bear. Staff of Preservation sends that home. Level 6 Demon Hunter now has GG Metamorphosis. GG. And now towers coming up all over the expansion here. And we'll see if he decides to actually expand here or just prevent his opponent from doing so, which would be, I suppose, equally as good. And now GG Metamorphosis GG. And the GG-ery begins. Demon Hunter with no mana though. Spellbreakers sapping it all. And Brewmaster in a bit of trouble here. And now Dispels going on all over the casters. Casters very low on mana that were taking those Dispels there. And now Human Force back. Chaos damage so much. And human army falling very, very quickly here. And just need to run away from that GG Metamorphosis GG. I love to just call it that just because it's so op. And I usually don't like to use the word op because usually one person or another gets offended by that and says, no, it's not op. But it's pretty strong, to say the least. And now Metamorphosis is all over. So the fight can continue for Hawk, but pretty low on units here. Low on casters and units in general. Mortar's going to turn around and try and stutter step fire onto some of the Night Elf here. Water Elemental left for dead. Kind of like Yoshi, you just kind of jump off of him and leave him in a pit for dead. Who cares? It's just a Water Elemental. It's just Yoshi. I know, wrong game, wrong genre, but come on. You get the point. And peasants repairing flying machines that are up in the air, which makes total sense. We won't question that. And peasants for repairing those flying machines pay the ultimate price.
A player's forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
And I suppose if you can build a tower with a pickaxe, you can repair a flying machine that's probably 100 feet in the air. Why not, right? I mean, come on. Think about it. Even more towers now coming up at the expansion. And just 1,200 gold left in the mine of Warchief. So he really needs this expansion sooner or later. If he can't get this expansion and he runs out of gold in his main mine, then it is probably over for him. because Hawk has had his expansion the entire time, although spending a lot of gold over the course of the game on these towers is also to take into consideration. Okay, now Town Hall coming up at the expansion, so the human will capitalize on that. And Demon Hunter just waiting for his metamorphosis to be back up, which I would believe it already is, but pretty low on units with that one expansion, or rather no expansion, just the main base. But now making Chimera and building up a force to attack this expansion. Really needs this, but there is a huge human presence at this expansion. No fortified masonry, though, for these towers, so they will go down fairly easily. Metamorphosis and sapped all the mana by the Arcane Towers and Spellbreakers. And now the real battle begins here with the Chimera over a bunch of towers. And mortars going down, units need to get behind the towers. Peasants remaining stalwart and continuing to build the town hall during the battle. Good old engineers, combat engineers. And Warchief, low on units, has a level 7 Demon Hunter and a level 5 Brewmaster. If he could get Storm, Earth, and Fire, that might be able to change the game around a little bit. That would have been really nice to pop right here. That would have caused a lot of chaos. And the Demon Hunter about out of Metamorphosis. And we'll be back to just a regular old Demon Hunter here soon. And now taking a bunch of damage. Warchief, GG's out. Hawk, the winner, holding the expansion the whole time. And stealing the expansion before Warchief can actually get his. So once he ran out, he understood that he just couldn't quite make it. And even the gold mine really wasn't that much more from Hawk. A few thousand more, which is quite a bit. But a lot of gold lost to upkeep, as you can see. So he had a lot higher upkeep, so he actually mined less overall. And also he built a ton of towers, and a lot of those towers never made it to a full-fledged adult tower, if you will. So that was actually a lot of funds lost as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. And once again, the question is, would you guys watch a second replay? Because I was thinking about making a sort of a bonus replay once in a while whenever I have time. And I was thinking about casting some lesser known players, because there's a lot of replays out there that people post that are just sort of, if you will, unknown players. And a lot of times I like to cast, of course, like Hawk and Warchief, as in this video, because they're very popular players. People like to see that. But also people like to see fun games as well, and I really like fun games just because of the non-meta. A lot of people use goofy heroes like a Naga Sea Witch and Alchemist combination. So if you guys would be willing to watch a second replay in a day, let me know, because I wouldn't necessarily network that second replay. And but if you guys don't have time, also let me know as well, just so I can get kind of an idea if it would be worthwhile, worth my time to make a second replay in a day or not. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.